with his study and his execution. And then their defense is very good as well. So to Coach Wright, those guys did a good job. Um, well, what questions do you have?
Jamison Hensley.
Hey, John, I know Lamar has taken a lot of criticism, especially over this past week. We just found out that he is now 25-5 as a starter. That ties Dan Marino for the best start ever in the Super Bowl era. I mean, what's the significance? I mean, I know a lot of people analyze this game, but I mean, do you think it really comes down with Lamar a lot of times is wins? And what's the significance of this record, do you think?
Well, it's just you're asking me a question I didn't even know it was something until you just said it. So it's hard for me to really put into perspective other than just to say I think that's really something. Wow. Lamar will tell you it's a team effort, and I think the team will tell you you couldn't win those games without Lamar. And Lamar he's our guy. We're with him. We're with him all the way, 100%. We've got his back. We believe in him. We love him, and he's just he's that kind of a person. So he gives you everything he's got every single week. And you're going to have critics in this league. You're going to have critics in life. That's part of it. He understands that. He's really good about that. All of our guys are. So that part of it kind of doesn't really matter. But that accomplishment, yeah, you're right. That accomplishment is pretty amazing. And a shout out to Dan Marino. He's a good guy. Love Dan Marino. So out there, Dan, there you go. Okay. Congratulations, you and Lamar.
Charles Walker.
Hey, John, if you had to explain what changed at halftime, especially on offense, where your execution was just so much better in the second half, what was it?
Well, I think it was our execution. That's something I'm looking forward to getting in front of the tape and seeing the details of it. But we converted. I thought Lamar got us in. He did it by with his arm and with his legs. And that pass rush is pretty good. It's really good, and their coverage is really good. And there were times that he had to step up out of the pocket, and he ran. He'd get you 4, 5, 6 yards and get you to second and medium instead of second and 10. That's a big difference, and he did that today, both with throws and by running. So I think that was a big part of our offensive line. Give them a lot of credit. We're back there blocking. There's no holding penalties. They were moving their feet, and when someone did get free, Lamar was able to get away. But I'm proud of the O-line. With the injuries that we had, those guys stepping up and changing positions and things like that. Thought they did a good job. The second half, like you said, what was the difference? I think our guys are just tough. They stuck with it. They didn't get down, didn't finger point, and kept fighting.
Kirk McEwen.
Mark Andrews seemed to block really hard on that touchdown with Lamar in the end zone. That's different. He's more of a pass catcher. Your thoughts on his blocking lately?
Well, I'll tell you, that is a great point. I think that's a really, really good observation because Mark has you're known, I guess, as a tight end sometimes for your pass catching, but you're respected for your blocking. And Mark takes it very seriously. He always told us when we're talking to him in the draft, he said he was a blocker and he could do it. And they just didn't do it at Oklahoma as much with the tight end. So we believed him. But he that block he had for Lamar on the touchdown run was something that it was as good as you're ever going to see.
Jeff Sarebek.
John, could you take us through the thought process on the Marcus Peters challenge? I think when most of us first saw that, we were wondering, how that was going to go. What kind of was the difference between challenging that play for you?
Well, when you looked at it, it seemed like I just felt like he had the ball for quite a while. We talked to our guys upstairs. Then when we saw it on the screen, on the replay screen in the stadium, you could see that he had it for 2 steps and even a full third step, it looked like. If not a full third step, it was close. So it was definitely a football act. So, and he had full possession of it. There was no ball movement, no bobbling of it. So by rule, it was a catch. And I just congratulate the official, Adrian Hill and the crew and New York, if they were involved, I don't know. But I thought they made the right call by rule. And it was he deserved that interception and they did a good job of overturning it.
Ryan Mink.
Coach, can you just talk about the defensive effort today, considering all that they went throughout the week? You lose Calais on the first drive. You don't have Marlon for the whole game. And then to step up, especially and put the hammer down in the second half, just what you thought of that performance.
Just exactly right, Ryan. I mean, that's it. You just said it. And then you pull guys out. Terrell Bonds, look at the game he played. And they went after him early and got a couple completions, but he didn't flinch. He just kept fighting. And Marcus Peters and Jimmy Smith to do the job they did on the outside all game. I thought Chuck and Deshaun's communication, and Chuck to have obviously the touchdown. He was one of the game ball recipients. Deshaun on the couple deep balls and the shots they tried to take. Then up front, guys like Justin Ellis, stepping up and playing a heck of a game when Calais went out, and Derek Wolf. I mean, gosh, Derek just played outstanding. Our edge guys, I thought, said edges very well. Patrick Queen, those guys not practicing, Malik. There's a lot of things, a lot of check marks there, I think, that deserve a lot of credit.
Bo Smoker.
Hi, John. Do you have any update on Calais Campbell?
Yeah, it's a calf strain of some kind. It's not serious. We'll just have to see how long it is. What else do we have? We had Khalil Dorsey had a shoulder. We'll have to see how that goes. They'll be looking at that. I think that's all we really had. That would be something to talk about. We'll see if anything comes up overnight. The other thing I want to mention is the coaches. I thought Don Martindale called one of his very best games. The game plan was excellent by the whole staff, but Wink really called a really good game. I mean, he was kind of going at it with Coach Reich and their offense over there, and Phillip Rivers. So he called a heck of a game, maybe one of his best ever. Then G-Row too. I mean, to kind of work through the challenges that you guys are talking about as a play caller, that's the toughest thing. The offensive play caller is probably the most scrutinized guy in the program, and I thought G-Row did a great job of finding a way to get us into a winning situation.
Aaron Kassenitz.
Hey, John, I wanted to ask about the 4th and 3 run J.K. Dobbins had. What was the thought process? And also, it seemed like the sideline was pretty excited when he got across the line there. What did that play mean to the team?
Well, I mean, that's what you said. It was obvious. It was huge. I mean, that's not an easy one. That's a tough one to pull the trigger on and say you're gonna go for it on 4th and 3 there, in that 40-yard line area, because you're gonna present them with some good field position, and it calls for execution of a play. And I thought Giro called a good play. It's one we've been working on that situation for a while, and the old line did a great job of blocking it. I thought Mark did a great job of blocking it out there on the edge, and others I'm sure I'll see on tape. Of course, Lamar had a great read on it, and then J.K. went and got it. So, yeah, real proud of that one. That's one that can go either way. That's not an easy one to go for, and I'm proud of the guys for getting it.
Todd Karpovich.
You're on mute, Todd.
I'm sorry about that. I'm going back to the running game. Colts run defense was stellar in the first half. Didn't give much room for J.K. and Gus, but you guys seem to wear them down. You just talk about your commitment to the running game and the way those guys kept attacking.
Well, they did. I mean, our offensive line likes to run the ball for sure, and that was a really tough front to run against because they're really good and they move all the time, and they got some really good players out there. And even when you try to get outside of them, they can really run laterally. So it wasn't going to be easy going. We knew that, but I thought our guys just stayed after it. And I give our offensive line tight ends a lot of credit for the job that they did.
Jerry Coleman.
Hey, Coach, I saw that you were going back and forth between the mask and the shield. What was that about? Was there a comfort level with one over the other?
No, I had this on the whole time, Jerry. This double gator here. This is what I wore. I didn't have a shield.
Not at all? Okay. I thought I had seen the shield on. All right.
Must have been what do they call that? The other person in the universe that looks like you? A doppelganger?
Doppelganger. Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. I don't think I saw your brother.
Take a couple more here for Coach. Charles Walker.
Yeah. Hey, John. You mentioned that word fortitude. When you were with the players in the locker room after the game, did it feel like a big moment for them? I mean, did it feel like they kind of felt that they had found some kind of inner strength or something like that? Did it feel like a big moment for the team?
I think they understood the gravity of the win. I think they understood how tough that win was. And I think I know they feel good about it, and they're going to be proud of that win. We're going to be proud of that win because of the team that we beat, the environment and the circumstances of the game, and where our team's at. But you know what? Right, we'll get home and then we go to work on the New England Patriots, and we've got to go there, play a Sunday night game. That's a huge challenge. We've been there many times before, and we know what that's about. So our focus will, quickly go to that next game.
We'll close it out here with Jeff Zarebe.
John, you were asked specifically about first half, the adjustments at halftime offensively. What about picking up the pace? It seemed like you guys on that first drive, even though it ended in fumble, were at the line of scrimmage much quicker, and Lamar kind of found a rhythm there. What went into that decision to pick up the pace?
We did. That's something that we talk about a lot, and something we talked about at halftime. To me, that's something that we have in our It's always in our game plan, and I'm glad we did it. You know, I thought it was a good move, and our guys executed those plays really well. We practice them often, so that made a big difference in the game. It's a good observation, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
everybody.